Otto Graham Awards, held here at Greater New Bedford Vocational High School. I'm your host, Ed Pereira. I work over at ESPN 1340 WNBH Radio. It's a pleasure to have you here this evening. And the reason you came here tonight is to see some great young men who have been nominated for this great award and who performed on the football field as well as in the classroom and also their community service. So without further ado, let's introduce you to our candidates for tonight. First of all, let's begin with Apponequet Regional High School. And the nominee is James Sefaraza. He's joined by his coach, Zane Fife. First schools always have the longest walk all the way across. I know. From Bishop Stang High School, please welcome Brian Lester, who can't be with us tonight. He's on the ice playing for his hockey team, but Jared Pimentel is standing in for Brian, and he's joined by his head coach, Dennis Golden. From Bourne High School, please welcome Lewis Gordon and his head coach, John McIntyre. From Bristol Plymouth Regional, please welcome Nick Power along with Coach John Paris. From Case High School, please welcome Devin Proulx from his coach, Anthony Palladino. From Coyle Cassidy High School, please welcome Christian Sotelo and his head coach, Chris Pabst. From Dartmouth High School, please welcome Benjamin Aronson and his head coach, Rick White. From Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School, please welcome Jacob Swenson and the coach, Steve Winoski. From Durfee High School, please welcome Alex Tavares and his coach, Taylor Brown. From Fairhaven High School, please welcome Teaghin Andre and his coach, Rudy Bulgar. From Greater New Bedford Vocational Technical High School, please welcome Tiago Palma and his coach, Chuck Allaire. From the Super Bowl champions, the Middleborough Sachems, please welcome Evan Gavash and his coach, Pat Kingman. Evan, how do we do with that, okay? Yeah, all right, good. I was a little worried about yours out of all of them. From New Bedford High School, please welcome Edgar Semedo, and his head coach, Marco DeBrito. From Old Colony, please welcome Jared Gagney and coach Brandon Mendes. From Old Rochester Regional, please welcome Harry Smith and coach Justin Kogler. From Somerset Berkley Regional High School, please welcome Chase Stafford and coach Nick Freitas. From Taunton High School, please welcome TJ Mendes and Coach Brad Sidwell. And finally, from Wareham High School, please welcome Issac, Nascimento, and Coach Bob Long. Well, as we mentioned, it's been 36 years since we've held this wonderful ceremony, and it was created by Jeff Riley and Richard Fabio, and here to tell you all about it is Richard Fabio. Mr. Fabio?
Thank you, Ed. When you listen to the coaches, what they wrote about these young men, you're going to feel the United States is in pretty good hands because they represent our future. I want to welcome you tonight and again thank Jeff Riley. Decades ago, when I approached him with this idea, and he said yes immediately because he wanted to have people from the communities that support this school. How many of you folks are in this school for the first time tonight? That's why he's doing it. This is a wonderful school. Welcome, get on with the program, and Ed, thanks to you and your help.
36 years in counting, right here from the very first one. A lot of great folks to thank here tonight, too, that have helped make this such a wonderful evening. As you saw, all our nominees look pretty sharp tonight in their tuxedos, don't they? They all come from Robert's Tuxedo in Fall River. We'd like to thank them for all their help here this evening. Also, Tuxtown in Taunton. How about the culinary staff? Did you have a chance to have a little something to munch on before you came in? If you did, that's the good folks here at Greater New Bedford Voc Tech High School with the culinary staff. They did a great job. Also, these fine plaques and, of course, the winning trophy by the good folks over at Larry's Trophy Shop, and of course, great folks from the newspapers, also from cable television, from radio, and of course, all the coaches and the nominees. We want to thank you all for being here tonight. Give yourself a nice round of applause. Every year, I try to come up with a little tidbit about Otto Graham and who he was and why the trophy's named after him. And every year, I forget to get something off of Google, but I do remember a few things here that strike me right away. Otto Graham played for the All-American Football Conference back in the early 40s. 4 consecutive years, he and Coach Paul Brown won their league. So the National Football League said, well, can't beat them, might as well join them. Let them come on into the National Football League where, they won't do too well against us. Well, the Browns went in, they won that first year, they won the second year too. They won a few more times during the 50s. And it was because of players like Otto Graham and Coach Paul Brown. To this day, Paul Brown's his tree still extends all the way into today's modern era of football. And Otto Graham was the guy who was the trigger man for that offense, and he was the guy that could throw the ball around. He'd be like someone like Tom Brady, quite honestly. He could hit the short pass, the long pass, or anything else in between, and served his country with great honor, and of course was the commandant, I believe is what you would call him, down at the Coast Guard Academy for many years, right down here in Connecticut. So quite a guy, and certainly someone that if you ever get a chance, go and read a little bit up on him, find some film. It's all in black and white, sorry. There's no color films of him playing back in the day, but I think you'd be fairly impressed. So. So let us begin with our first candidate this evening. Please welcome once again from Apponequet High School, James Safaraza and Coach Zane Fife. Well, let's tell you a little bit about James right now. He's the epitome of the quote, work hard in silence, let success make the noise. He's a quiet leader on and off the field as a defensive back, wide receiver, and returner who provides quite the punch. He plays a big physical receiver with hands that can pick balls out of the air and with ease and can stretch the field with his speed. Defensively, he can play physical in the box and cover one-on-one on the outside. In his senior season, he amassed 26 catches, 501 yards, 19.3 yards per catch. Had himself 6 touchdowns, too. As a defensive back in which he was versatile to play both safety and corner, he made 44 tackles, forced and recovered 2 fumbles, had 4 interceptions, and as a returner, he averaged 16.6 yards per return. James will finish his career as a Laker with 44 catches for 887 yards, over 20 yards per catch, and 9 touchdowns. Defensively, he will have had 166 tackles, 5 interceptions, and 3 forced and recovered fumbles. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Apponequet Regional High School, James Sefarasa. From Bishop Stang High School, please welcome Brian Lester, who is being represented by his running mate Jared Pimentel and Coach Dennis Golden. So Jared, just nod knowingly about what Coach Golden's going to say here, okay? That'd be just fine. Coach Golden says it's his privilege and honor to nominate Brian Lester from Bishop Stang High School. Brian is a 2-way lineman and team captain for the Spartans this year, and he is a tremendous leader on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. Brian plays a physical brand of ball, and he plays bigger than his size would indicate on the game roster. He had 60 tackles, 36 of them solo, and 24 assisted. He has an eye-popping 19 tackles for loss, and he registered 2 quarterback sacks. Offensively, they ran behind him all year long, and he consistently outworked his opponents. Brian carries a cumulative grade point average of 3.85 on a 4.0 scale. He's currently taking advanced placement physics, AP statistics, AP psychology, and AP calculus BC, and honors English. A year ago, he took AP Physics 1, AP Calculus AB, and AP English Language and Composition. In short terms, Brian is a scholar. He's also a football player, and he shows great toughness each and every day. Brian played lacrosse last spring and his football this fall while wearing a back brace. He did this because he suffered a broken back during last winter's hockey season. He is the starting goaltender on the hockey team, and excuses are simply not in Brian's vocabulary. He does play right for the very next play. Further, Brian is a leader. He is a team captain for the football, the hockey, and the lacrosse teams. Brian is the student council secretary. He is a member of the National Honor Society. He is the vice president for the Student Ambassadors Club, and he participates in campus ministry. Recently, on November 18th, Brian was one of 2 seniors who led the freshman class retreat, which is a huge undertaking involving multiple hundreds of students and faculty members over at Bishop Stang High School. People like Brian Lester do not come around every day. He is interested in a naval ROTC program for college, and he is interested in studying engineering. As Coach says, they're very lucky to have coached him, and they are very proud to nominate Brian Lester for the 2017 Otto Graham Award. Once again, from Bishop Stang High School, Brian Lester. Nice job, Jared. You nodded knowingly at all the correct times. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bourne High School, please welcome Lewis Gordon and Coach John McIntyre. Well, Coach says it's a great pleasure to nominate Lewis Gordon as an outstanding candidate for the Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Lewis has been a 2-year starter as an offensive guard, a center, and a middle linebacker. He was voted captain by his peers and was the emotional as well as physical leader of the team. Lewis anchored the offensive line and brought physical presence to their defense from the linebacker position. His competitiveness and physical presence from the offensive side of the football earned him a spot as an SCC All-Star in his junior year. Lewis was also the recipient of his team's Most Improved Player Award his junior year, as well as the Fred Dunbury Award for Best Overall Player and Student Athlete during his senior year. Lewis is also an outstanding student, too. He's a member of the National Honor Society, Rho Kappa National Social Studies Honor Society, MIT STEM Award recipient, and was a Massachusetts Boys State Representative this year. Lewis earned honor roll and scholar athlete honors every term, and he currently has a GPA of 4.2, ranking him 8th out of a class of 101. Lewis is looking to continue his playing career in college and getting interest from Colby and also from St. Lawrence. As a good as a player as Lewis is on the field, he's even a better person off the field. He's honest, humble, and hardworking. Whatever the future holds, I know that Lewis will meet every challenge life presents with him and the same work ethic and positive attitude that he's displayed on the football field. I sincerely hope that Lewis Gordon is the recipient of this year's Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. So says Coach John McIntyre. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Bourne High School, Lewis Gordon. From Bristol Plymouth High School, please welcome Nick Power and Coach John Paris. Well, it is with pleasure that the coach nominates Nick Power for the Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Nick is a 3-year starting varsity player, 2-year captain of the football team. His leadership ability has also made him captain of the league champion wrestling team. His accolades expand beyond the football field. He is #1 student in his technical area of collision technology and a model student athlete. Nick makes Bristol Plymouth proud, and each of his coaches sing the praises of this fine young man. Nick has achieved formidable football resume with his 3 years as a starter for Bristol Plymouth. He has scored 21 touchdowns, 8 extra points, 158 solo tackles, over 1,600 yards receiving with an average 68.24 yards per game. Nick was also a leader on the defensive side of the field as well. At his position of free safety, Nick had 12 interceptions and 4 pick sixes. He also rushed for over 600 yards over his varsity career. Now, these staggering statistics have served Nick well. He was named as a Taunton Daily Gazette All-Star both his junior and senior years. Additionally, he was named a Mayflower Athletic Conference All-Star in 2016 and again in 2017, and notably named Mayflower Athletic Conference MVP his senior year. Nick has been nominated as a player in the Shriners Bowl this year. Nick's football accolades pale in comparison to his wrestling resume. Nick is a 4-year varsity starter with 113 wins and 23 losses in the 160-pound weight bracket. He set a 2-year wrestling captain, and his leadership helped carry the team to the 2017 Mayflower Athletic Conference Championships for the first time in over a decade. Remarkably, Nick has wrestled in the MIAA state finals. His coach raves about this young man not only for his athletic prowess, but his leadership, humility, and passion for his sport. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Power is most definitely the whole package. He's a phenomenal athlete, both football and wrestling, a dedicated student who boasts the #1 placement in his technical area, and more importantly, a good role model to the younger generation of BP athletes. Nick has made Bristol Plymouth proud, and he is the most deserving candidate for the prestigious Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome Nick Power. From Case High School, please welcome Devin Proulx and his coach, Anthony Palladino. Well, the coach says he's pleased to nominate Devin Proulx for the Otto Graham Football Achievement Award for his excellence both on and off the field. On the field, Devin has been a 4-year starter and a captain his senior year. His prior 3 years, Devin was a successful receiver, accounting for 11 receiving touchdowns in 3 years. During his senior year, Devin assured the role of quarterback and performed exceptionally well. His success has continued on the defensive side of the ball as well, with a 4-year totals including 202 tackles and 7 interceptions. By the way, as the quarterback, he registered 712 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns, while also throwing for 826 yards and 6 more TDs. Devin has accounted for 2,531 yards from scrimmage and 28 touchdowns. Devin's success is a direct correlation to the resurgence of Case football. Devin is a 3-sport athlete who challenges himself in both honors and advanced placement classes. There is no doubt in my mind that Devin will be successful as he chooses from the many schools that are interested in him playing at the next level. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Case, Devin Proulx. From Coyle Cassidy High School, please welcome Christian Sotelo and Coach Chris Paps. Well, the coach says that this Coyle and Cassidy Warrior, they're proud to nominate Christian Sotelo for the 2017 Otto Graham Award. There is not a more deserving athlete to nominate for this honor. Christian has been a 2-year captain for the Warriors, a 2-time EAC All-Star, and a 2-time Taunton Daily Gazette All-Star. He's a 3-sport athlete who participates as a powerlifting competitor for the school's team. He is placed in all his meets and serves as one of their captains. He is also a member of the varsity lacrosse team and a potential captain for this year's upcoming season. Christian is an active volunteer in his community, dedicating most of his time to the younger children in town, where he tutors many 3rd graders. Christian is proud to be pound for pound, one of the best athletes that this coach has ever coached. He has scored on offense, defense, and special teams this season. He racked up 997 all-purpose yards in his senior year. We run the option at Coyle in a 4-back system. If Christian is not carrying the ball, you can be assured he is blocking for one of his teammates. Over the last 3 seasons, he has accumulated for over 113 solo tackles from the corner or safety positions. He's an unselfish player, willing to do whatever it takes to make his team much, much better. Christian is looking forward to attending college, where he would like to play football at the collegiate level. He will be missed as a member of the Warriors team, not only as a captain, but as a force on the field. His ability to be a coach on the sidelines, along with his ability to read plays and teach his younger teammates, will be some of the intangibles that cannot easily be replaced. His presence, knowledge, and passion for the game are some of the main reasons for the Warriors having their first 500-plus season in almost a decade. Christian will finish up his Warrior career on Thanksgiving playing against the rival Taunton High Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Coyle and Cassidy, Christian Sotelo. From Dartmouth High School, please welcome Benjamin Aronson and Coach Rick White. Well, Coach White says it is with great pride that the Dartmouth football coaching staff nominates senior captain Ben Aronson for the prestigious 2017 Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Ben defines what it really means to be a student athlete at Dartmouth High School, a 3-sport athlete and a captain of 2 of them. Ben is one of the hardest working young men that he's ever coached. On the football field, Ben never came off the field on offense, defense, or special teams. A 2-year starter at outside linebacker, Ben led the Indian defense with 92 tackles, 130 for his career, 8 tackles for loss, and 1 interception. His best game this season came against LaSalle Academy, where he recorded 19 tackles, including 2 of them for losses and a fumble recovery. On offense, Ben was used primarily as a blocking fullback, but had great hands out of the backfield, recording 10 catches for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. On special teams, Ben was our leader in tackles, blocked punts, and touchdowns. He was recently named to the 2017 OCL All-Star and Standard Times Super Team. In the classroom, Ben absolutely crushes it. He's ranked 6th out of 258 students with a 4.04 grade point average out of 4.33. He's a member of the National Honor Society, and his lowest grade is 1B+ in 4 years of honors and advanced placement classes. He's also a 4-year member of the Poetry Club and a member of the indoor state champion shot put relay team. Ben hopes to attend UMass Amherst and the University of Vermont or UMass Dartmouth in the fall. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Dartmouth High School, Ben Aronson. From Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School, please welcome Jake Swenson and his coach, Steve Winoski. Well, Coach Winoski says, we often talk about the old days as it relates to sports, and the older we get, the more the stories are embellished. Well, isn't that the truth, huh, Coach? You and I have done that a few times. Exaggerated and, of course, made to be bigger than life. And as Coach Winoski thought about what he would write to describe the quality of Jacob Swenson, he thought of his character, both on and off the field, and it would not need to be embellished or exaggerated. His grit and determination will always stand out now and 100 years from now. Here is a sample of one of the many things that Coach Winoski has been a witness to during his playing time at Diamond football. Jacob broke his leg midway through his junior season, and when he got healthy, he came back for his senior season. In his very first game of 2017, he suffered a concussion on a ferocious hit he made on a critical fourth down defensive play. He returned 2 games later and had to come out of the game because of an injury. The doctor looked at him and realized his shoulder had popped out of his socket. They said they could pop it back in, place it, but doing that would be very, very painful. Well, he responded by saying, "My team needs me, please fix me up." They popped his shoulder back in, and he came back into the game after the doctor cleared him to play. So as he thought about what he should focus on, I kept coming back to character and determination. No matter what Jacob chooses to do in life, he will always be a winner. He may not excel at everything he does in life, but he will never back down and he will never quit. So while numbers and stats are important, what Jacob possesses will overcome all odds. When Jacob gets together with friends years from now down the road, he won't need to embellish or exaggerate his accomplishments. He will no doubt be the same person that he is today. I couldn't think of a more deserving quality candidate for the Otto Graham Award. Once again, from Diamond Regional Vocational Technical High School, Jacob Swenson. From Durfee High School, please welcome Alex Tavares and Coach Taylor Brown. Well, Durfee High School nominates Alex Tavares for the 2017 Otto Graham Award. Alex earned the respect of every coach and player in the program, as well as his opponents. Alex sets the examples of what we want our student athletes to be at Durfee High School. Alex doesn't have the big-time stats that usually gets a player nominated for this very prestigious award, but he does, however, have the commitment, the dedication, the loyalty, and the compassion that every football coach wants in his players. Alex has been a member of the Durfee football program for 4 years. Alex's hard work and dedication on the program did not go unnoticed as he was voted captain by his teammates this year. Alex was called upon to play offensive line this year due to injuries and did an outstanding job at offensive tackle, as well as each position on the defensive line. Alex has faced adversity off the field, but never seemed to bring it on the field with him. Alex always seemed to have a positive attitude and brought positive energy to his coaches as well as his teammates. Alex was not the best academically in the first 2 years of high school, but since has transformed himself into a much better student. Alex received an award this November for being one of the most improved students in his class, which consists of 500 plus students. This has enabled Alex to move one step closer to his dream of playing college football. Alex also secured his second consecutive season as a Big Three All-Star, and once again from Durfee High School, Alex Tavares. From Fairhaven High School, please welcome Teaghin Andrade and Coach Rudy Bulgar. Fairhaven High School would like to nominate Teaghin Andrade for the 2017 Otto Graham Award. Teaghin has been a 3-year starter on the offensive and defensive lines. Over the past 4 years, he has displayed hard work and determination in all aspects of life. From the moment Teaghin arrived at Fairhaven High School, he began to work and very rarely has taken the day off. In his 3 years as a varsity player, he has not missed a game, and that's a testament to his toughness. For all that he has done, he has been selected as team captain, not only on the gridiron, but on the diamond as well. He has also been awarded the team's best offensive and defensive lineman. Teaghin has been a great teammate and a role model to the younger players at Fairhaven. Teaghin is a 3-sport student athlete, football, hockey, and baseball. He has excelled in the classroom. He has maintained a 3.65 GPA and plans on attending college prep school in the fall, and he will continue to play football and baseball. Teaghin has been a pillar in the community, giving of his time to assist with relief efforts for Hurricane Harvey and also working at several youth baseball camps. Teaghin has been a pleasure to coach and well-deserved to be the Otto Graham nominee for Fairhaven High School. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please, a nice round of applause for Teaghin Andrade. From Greater New Bedford Voc Tech, please welcome Tiago Palma and Coach Chuck Allaire. Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School, that's a mouthful anytime you say it, proudly nominates senior running back and defensive back Tiago Palma for this prestigious award. Tiago was one of the senior captains this year. His effort to lead them through a rather difficult season were commendable, which demonstrates the qualities necessary for this nomination. Tiago is one of our most consistent players. He played in all 11 games on both offense and defense, and when needed, also on special teams. Offensively, Tiago rushed the ball 70 times for over 445 yards, had 15 catches for 193 yards, 301 yards on kick return, and scored 6 touchdowns. His most impressive touchdown was a 70-yard hook and ladder play against Boston Latin Academy to bring his team within 1 point with 1:25 left in the game. Defensively, he had 50 tackles when ranked 5th on the team. During the past off-season, Tiago organized our captain's practices during the spring and summer months. His commitment to the success of the program was self-motivated. His ability to lead by example is one of the strongest values he has. He has left a lasting imprint on this program, and especially with their younger players. The 2017 football program is in a much better place because of Tiago being in it. Academically, in a demanding engineering program, Tiago maintains a B average. He's interested in attending college in the fall. Tiago well represents his family, school, and community, and is well deserving of this nomination. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, from Greater New Bedford Regional Vocational Technical High School, Tiago Palma. From Middleborough High School, please welcome Evan Gavosh and his coach, Pat Kingman. First of all, Coach and Evan, congratulations on a Super Bowl victory. I'm sure that feels pretty good. So let's tell you a little bit about Evan right now. It's a great pleasure that they nominate Evan Gavosh the 36th Annual Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Evan exemplifies the true meaning of a Sachem football player. He stays up early, stays late, and most importantly, never gives up. As the quarterback, he was the anchor to the 2017 Division VI state champion football team. As team captain, he always put the team in front of his own personal goals, and he really helped turn Middleborough football into a family atmosphere. Just some of the statistics for the season: 1,878 yards, 22 touchdowns in passing, 718 yards in 100 carries and 16 touchdowns rushing. For his career, 2,822 yards passing, 36 touchdown passes, and 1,557 yards rushing, and 28 touchdowns on 199 carries. Now, Evan is a track and baseball player and the valedictorian of the class of 2018 at Middleborough High School. Evan is president of the class of 2018, member of the nationally recognized Student Council at Middleborough, as well as vice president of National Honor Society, National Merit Scholarship, commended student Rensselaer Medal winner, and for math and science. Evan is also the Division VI Boston Globe Player of the Year and 2017 Wendy's Heisman winner for the state. Evan is one of the major factors in the resurrection of the Middleborough football program, and more importantly than his football and academic accolades, he is a better person and has a $1 million smile. You can show that off right now, Evan. Evan Gavosh from Middleborough High School. From New Bedford High School, please welcome Edgar Samedo and Coach Mark DeBrito. You could have taken a little extra time there while I was taking a sip of water, Mark. Gee. 3 years ago, Edgar joined the New Bedford High School football family as a transfer from O'Brien High School in Boston. Tall, skinny, and inexperienced, Edgar started his playing career mainly with the JV team. During the next 2 years, Edgar would outwork everyone and make himself into one of the best defensive players in the area. This year, Edgar led the team in tackles, had 93 of them, 2 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, and 1 pass breakup from his safety position, despite missing the last 2.5 games due to an injury. Edgar also played wide receiver and was very clutch, catching 27 balls for 367 yards and 3 touchdowns. Edgar has been named a Big 3 All-Star and was selected to the Standard Times Super Team. Off the field, Edgar is a member of the National Honor Society as he carries a 3.6 grade point average. Edgar's work on and off the field has garnered several scholarship offers from several NESCAC and New England 10 schools. Edgar has also dedicated his time to many charities and causes within his community. Edgar has volunteered at the New Bedford Half Marathon, Football for Life Youth Clinic, Gridiron and Friendly Sons golf tournaments, and Special Olympics. Edgar's best days are ahead of him on the gridiron. Edgar's dedication and resiliency are second to none, and we are extremely proud to nominate him, our team captain, Edgar Nascimento, for this prestigious award. Ladies and gentlemen, from New Bedford High School, Edgar Nascimento. From Old Colony, please welcome Jared Gagney, along with Coach Brendan Mendes. It is an honor for Old Colony to nominate Jared Gagney for the 2017 Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Jared is a tremendous leader on the gridiron, in the locker room, and in the classroom as well. A three-year starter, Jared has a successful high school career, culminating in being named a Mayflower League MVP this season. More impressively, I cannot think of no other student athlete who worked as hard as Jared Gagney to achieve success. He has been the most physically and mentally prepared high school football player that I have encountered. Jared is a tremendous example for all interscholastic athletes. His senior year statistics include, from the running back position, 222 carries for 1,215 yards, 5.5 per rush, 10 touchdowns, 3 two-point rushing after touchdowns, and on the defensive side of things, from his outside linebacker position, 68 tackles, 15 of them for loss, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and also 1 recovery. Academically, Jared is an excellent student in all honors classes, posting a 3.89 GPA, ranking him 24th in his class. Also, Jared excels in his technical area of study, the house and mill carpentry shop. Upon graduation, Jared will be seeking to pursue a career as a personal and physical trainer. This is no surprise, as Jared spends numerous hours after his own workouts to mentor and help his younger teammates with their workouts. The pride and excellence that Jared has shown when a teammate broke a personal goal or hit a new lift was uplifting for everyone in the weight room. This was not only an exceptional way to lead his peers, both physically and emotionally, but a glimpse into the future career aspiration for Jared. After winning the amount of passion and intensity he put into physical preparation and motivating others, it will be of no surprise when he is successful in his future goals. We thank you for your consideration for Jared Gagney, the 2017 Otto Graham Football Achievement Award. Once again, it is our pleasure to introduce you to Jared Gagney from Old Colony. From Old Rochester Regional High School, please welcome Harry Smith and Coach Justin Coyle. Harry Smith is a 3-year starter at running back and linebacker for Old Rochester Regional. During that time, he has led his team in all rushing categories for 3 straight seasons. He also has led his team to 2 straight playoff berths, an SCC championship, and a trip to the Division VI South semifinals, or South finals, I should say. This season, he ran 234 times for 1,951 yards and 28 touchdowns. On defense, he had 41 tackles, 7 of them for loss, 1 sack, 1 interception, and he also returned 1 for a touchdown. His career rushing stats are 571 carries for 4,275 yards and 56 touchdowns. Harry owns every career and season rushing record at Old Rochester. He is a 3-time South Coast Conference All-Star in football and a 3-time member of the Standard Time Super Team. Maybe the most impressive stat is that in 3 years, he never came out of the game due to being tired or injured. Harry is also one of the best hurdlers in the state, and he has been to the Nationals for hurdling 2 times. He participates in both winter and spring track. Off the field, Harry's a member of the yearbook committee and a volunteer every year with the Mattapoisett Lions Club. Harry will continue to play football next season, and whichever college gets him, they will be very lucky to have him. Ladies and gentlemen, once again from Old Rochester Regional High School, Harry Smith. From Somerset Berkley Regional High School, please welcome Chase Stafford and Coach Nick Freitas. This year's Otto Graham nominee for the Somerset Berkley is Chase Stafford. Chase has been an impact player for us, As a junior, Chase made his mark on defense. His assignments changed weekly depending on the offensive scheme that we were defending, but it was sure that we could put Chase in a position where the offense was most likely to go so he could shut it down. He led the team in solo tackles and overall tackles. Chase, in his senior year, stepped up to play quarterback. He was the definition of a dual threat. He gave opposing coaches fits in game planning and how to stop him. He was able to bring the offense to the next level. Chase threw 24 completions for 468 yards. He also rushed 98 times for 647 more, and he had the uncanny ability to extend any play with his feet or with his arm. Chase Stafford is the best athlete at Somerset Berkley. He has been a starting point guard in basketball and shortstop in baseball since his sophomore year. Oftentimes, egos follow athleticism, but not with Chase. His athletic prowess is only shadowed by his humble nature and his cool disposition. This year's Otto Graham nominee for Somerset Berkley is Chase Stafford. From Taunton High School, please welcome T.J. Mendes and Coach Brad Sidwell. The Otto Graham nominee from Taunton High School is T.J. Mendes, a small running back, 5 feet 4 inches, 145 pounds, with good quickness and speed. He also demonstrated great leadership and a big heart throughout his 2017 season. T.J. finished the season with 148 carries for 703 yards, despite drawing the attention of every defense that they faced. 5 of those carries resulted in touchdowns, including an 86-yard run against Brookline. He has a great feel for cutting back and finding the seam in the opponent's defense. He also finished with 5 receptions for 78 yards, primarily on screen plays. He also returned kickoffs for Taunton High School. He was a HockomockSports.com all-star selection, and he's also a captain. TJ was a major reason that the Taunton Tigers improved again this season. Ladies and gentlemen, from Taunton High School, TJ Mendes. From Wareham High School, please welcome Issac Nascimento and his head coach, Bob Lump. Issac Nascimento was a 4-year starter and senior captain for the Wareham Vikings. He leads the program as the school's all-time leading rusher and point scorer. Issac started as a freshman in the secondary and at quarterback for the Thanksgiving Day game. He passed for 3 touchdowns and ran for 2. In an injury-plagued sophomore year, Issac started both ways, and he ran for 5 touchdowns. It was Issac's junior year when he established himself as one of the top backs in the state. He scored a school record 27 touchdowns, passed for 2 more, and rushed for 1,758 yards. He was named the Division IIIA Player of the Year by the Boston Globe, the Player of the Year from the Standard Times, and the First-Team Boston Herald. He led Wareham to an SEC small title rushing for 338 yards in the title game against the Case Cardinals. This past season, Issac led Wareham to a 9-2 record, a second South Coast Conference small title, and a win in the South Coast Conference championship game. He scored 26 touchdowns, 13 two-point conversion runs, and passed for 9 touchdowns. He rushed for 1,458 yards and passed for 782. He switched to quarterback halfway through the season due to injuries and low numbers. Issac was also the top defensive player the last 2 years, switching from safety to linebacker his senior season. He earned a consecutive Player of the Year award from the Standard Times and was voted the South Coast Conference's MVP by the league head coaches. In his career at Wareham, Issac scored 60 touchdowns, rushed for 4,026 yards, passed for 16 touchdowns for 1,248 yards, had 14 receptions for 258 yards. He leaves Wareham with 5,534 yards from scrimmage. Issac also has been a 2-time South Coast Conference All-Star in spring track and a dedicated volunteer with the youth football program in town. Issac will be playing football in college in the fall and will be deciding between many possible schools in the next couple of months. The Wareham coaching staff proudly nominates Issac Nascimento for the Otto Graham Award. So, you've met them all. You know all about them. No one has peeked there. Says no peeking at the big trophy over there. In my hand, as you can see, I've not opened the envelope yet. I, too, am going to be as surprised as you are. But before I do that, how about one nice last round of applause for our candidates this year? Gentlemen, you ready? You're all set? Okay. The Otto Graham Award for 2017 goes Harry Smith, Old Rochester Regional High School.
This part. Thank you. It is my honor to be nominated, and even greater privilege to win this prestigious award. I am humbled and grateful to be among the 17 best football players in the area, all of whom I consider to be special part of a brotherhood with unspeakable bonds. There are many people I would like to thank tonight. First, I'd like to start by thanking my OR football coaches. You have made my 4 years of football fun and have shaped me to a better football player and, more importantly, a better person. It's because of you I enjoy spending hours in the weight room and on the field. Coach Coyle, thank you for investing your time and energy into me. This included all year football camps, prospect days, and building relationships with potential coaches. It has been a fun ride. I can only hope that my relationship with future coaches is as strong as ours. Thank you to Bill and Cindy, my track coaches, and Sean Medeiros, my hurdling coach. When I'm not playing football, you are committed to make me faster and stronger. Thank you to my teachers at ORR who kept me on track and invested in my future in and out of the classroom. Special thanks to Mr. Greeny, my biggest fan, who's been there for my entire 4 years, and thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be here right now. I would also like to my brother Jack, who's serving in the Army, stationed in South Korea, my sister Zoe. You two are the most competitive people I know and pushed me to be the best person I could be on and off the field. I think would be a little brother. Thank you to my Hannah, my girlfriend, who's been with me for a long time through difficult times. Thank you for you. Thank you to my grandparents, aunt, and uncles for attending all my games. You're my best fans. And lastly, I'd like to thank my parents. You often divide and conquer with our busy sports schedules, but thank you for making all the games. And so I want to thank Vogue for hosting tonight. And thank you to all the coaches that voted for me tonight, honored me with this prestigious award. I realize this moment is much bigger than me. It represents 18 of the area's best football players and the journeys we have all been on for the last 12 years. Once again, congratulations to all the nominees on their careers, and best of luck to everyone in their future endeavor. Thank you.
Harry, I have to tell you that earlier this year I ran into Coach Justin just out and about, and he told me, he says, you know, I got a pretty good one over there in Old Rochester. You might want to check out this kid, Harry Smith. He's pretty good. I said, really? I guess he's pretty good. Yeah. Did all right for himself. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our presentation for tonight. We thank you for joining us this evening. We hope you come back and join us again next year, right around this same time of the year. And once again, nice round of applause for our candidates and for our winner, Harry Smith. Thanks for being here.